So tonight I want to explore beauty. I'm not talking about makeup or nice clothes or facial symmetry, but I have an idea, and it's basically that we can become healthier people by simply taking time out of our lives to appreciate the world around us. You don't need a special camera or special skills to do it. You just need to make it a habit. So a little context first. I'm a data nerd, so these stats really floored me. According to researchers, there are 35 million selfies on Instagram and 400 million snaps a day. That's a lot of vanity and intentional documentation. In the time that slide was on the screen, there were 60,000 photos uploaded to Facebook. So some history. I wasn't originally looking at beauty when I first snapped Instagrams, but I had the obligatory Catstagram, Wifestagram, and that my first Instagram was a hotel room. But now some chaos. In September 2013, 24 hours after we dug out some neighbors in Longmont, I received a text and a phone call that nobody ever wants to get. 4 hours later, I was back in New Jersey consoling my mother, who had suddenly become a widow. In preparing for my dad's funeral, we poured through dozens of musty photo albums, and I pulled an all-nighter, digitizing hundreds of moments that would be on display. I lost myself in these albums. There was a quality that our smartphones will never quite match. But one thing I noticed right away was that my father was always a guy behind the camera. He was never in the shots. So for a good amount of time after my dad passed, I found myself wandering through nature, looking for comfort. On the bright side, it was autumn in New Jersey, which absolutely is the most beautiful time to be there. I sought out scenes of beautiful transition and often took time to take the long way home. I'll level with you, good photography is super expensive. Doing it right involves some serious equipment. The good news is that your $200 smartphone is incredibly adept at capturing beauty, and you can get started right now. If you buy gear on Craigslist, it comes with a built-in story. My tripod went on 14ers. So I dusted off my Canon SLR camera we bought way back in 2006 and became determined to bring my skills up to the next level. Ever have something you wanted to learn about but needed a context? Bingo. Now I had purpose in addition to f-stops and aperture and exposure time. I spent a lot of time in New York City. I began to explore it, and I found it was invigorating and isolating all at the same time. It's a fantastic place to absorb the energy of humanity, and there are 8 million beautifully imperfect stories walking around amidst a stoic backdrop. So the Christmas holidays rolled around, and needless to say, everything was different. There was a new normal at my family gatherings, but I was able to, with the help of an 85 millimeter lens, capture the beauty of the next generation of my family. So I came back to Colorado, and anyone in this room knows it doesn't take much to appreciate beauty in Colorado. But I implore you, take a few seconds to appreciate what's around you. It might be on the way from picking up your kids from school or going to class. I think a key element of beauty hunting is admiring the work of other artists. For years, I'd walk down Pearl Street right past this mural and never notice it. They're amazing, and even more so when real people walk by them and add to the composition of them. Energy. I love including people in my compositions, even when they end up looking like ghosts through long exposure like this. When you discover how the camera captures light, you begin to create scenes that are more interesting than what you originally saw and that made you stop and pick up your camera. A little post-processing, and you create a wilder scene you can even imagine. It's a lucky coincidence that I love to drive and take long road trips. I can now justify these gas-guzzling trips by calling them beauty hunting expeditions, like this one in Wyoming. This schoolhouse was about 2 hours north of here, and it gave me a chance to connect with my closest childhood friend instead of going to Denver like we always do. I travel a lot for work, and Boston's a place I visit often. This winter, I brought beauty hunting on the road with me and found that Harvard Square at midnight could be positively captivating. I didn't want to disturb the composition, but I was wondering what that guy thought in that exact moment. Decay. I think it's important to understand classical definitions of beauty and then to hack those concepts. And there is beauty in decay and destruction. This was taken down in Denver. And the act of beauty hunting can enable you to find out things about yourself. Fantasy. I really enjoy night photography. There's a quality of fantasy that you can get to them, things that your eyes would just miss. Consider the stars. They're always there, even if light pollution, clouds, or the busyness of our own lives obscures them. I think when you have a gift, sharing it is essential. For my birthday this year, a much smarter and more talented person than me gave me the idea to have a fundraiser. And in the course of 3 days, we raised $700 for my favorite charity through giving away photography. So lots of photos. I leave you with a thought. The repeated practice of looking for something beautiful has become a discipline, and it's something that I can't ignore or turn off. And I think regardless of where you are in life, I don't think it can harm you to intentionally look for beauty in the people around you. And if you're having a hard time with beauty, it's Boulder Star Week. Just move here. There's beauty everywhere you are. But Just to summarize all this, I think what's great is that we can all make our lives richer by finding beauty every day.